Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. Have you ever seen someone stare at another person? Not just for a moment, but like the world around them suddenly disappears? It's as if the thousands of voices in the stadium fade. The stage lights stop flashing, and all that's left is one person who means so much to them. That's how many armies felt when moments from BTS's final soundcheck in Mexico City began circulating on social media. And honestly, what Jungkook did to Jimin this time really left the fandom at a loss for words. Because over the years, we've seen so many moments between them. Small glances, secret smiles, the way they always stand close together without realizing it. But in Mexico City, there was something different. Something that felt much more emotional, deeper, and perhaps harder to hide. Armies who were present at the Estadio GNP Seguros said the atmosphere felt very strange from the very beginning of the soundcheck. Not strange in a bad way, but the emotions felt all too real. The BTS members appeared relaxed, joking around, and enjoying time with fans before the big concert began. But many people's attention slowly focused on one thing. Jungkook kept looking at Jimin. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. And every time Jimin moved, laughed, or even just stood still listening to the staff's instructions, Jungkook's eyes automatically sought him out, as if he wanted to make sure he was always in his sight. Fan videos went viral within minutes. Many noticed how Jungkook was initially talking to another member, but when Jimin walked across the stage, his focus immediately shifted. His gaze followed Jimin undisguised. Even when Jimin turned his back, Jungkook continued to watch him with an expression that made ARMY scream hysterically. And you know what made fans most emotional? Jungkook's expression this time wasn't his usual joking expression. There was no loud laughter. There was no mischievousness typical of BTS's Magne. Instead, there was something much softer. The way he looked at Jimin was calm, warm, and filled with a deep, inexplicable affection. Many armies have said they've never seen Jungkook this open in public. This is especially true amidst rumors that this series of concerts and soundchecks might be one of BTS's last performances together before individual schedules separate them again for a while. Because of this, every small interaction between the members felt even more emotional than usual. And perhaps Jungkook felt the same way. During the soundcheck, Jimin walked closer to Jungkook's side of the stage several times. Strangely, each time, Jungkook's expression immediately changed. His eyes widened slightly, and a small smile appeared without him realizing it. There was even one moment when Jimin was speaking to fans on the right side of the stadium, while Jungkook stood a few meters behind him. Fan cameras captured Jungkook simply staring at Jimin for several full seconds, doing nothing, just looking, and somehow, that simple moment felt both painful and beautiful to ARMY, because sometimes love doesn't always come through big words. Sometimes love is seen in the way someone looks at the person who means the most to them when they think no one is paying attention. Mexico City itself was indeed one of the most emotional cities for BTS during the tour. The fan energy there was truly incredible. A sea of purple light sticks filled the stadium even before the show began. The ARMY screams were so loud that some fans said they almost cried when the soundcheck intro played. But amidst all the excitement, Jungkook and Jimin's interaction remained the center of attention. There was one moment now considered the most fatal moment by the Jikook fandom. Jimin was laughing because one of the members made a joke. Everyone laughed along, but the fan camera caught Jungkook not looking at the other members at all. He just watched Jimin laugh, with a small smile like someone who is truly happy just to see the person they love smile. The ARMY immediately lost control. Social media was filled with emotional comments from fans around the world. The way Jungkook looked at Jimin wasn't just friendship. I felt like I was watching someone fall in love all over again for the 1000th time. Jungkook's gaze today was different. Very different. And what made it all even more emotional was how Jimin seemed to notice the stares. Several times, Jimin was seen looking back at Jungkook with a shy smile, a shy, coy look that made the entire stadium scream. There was even a moment when their eyes met for a few seconds, and they both immediately burst into laughter, as if having a secret, silent conversation. The moment was too brief, but enough to make millions of armies cry, because their relationship has always felt that way. Never too clear, never really explained, but always there, always felt. For years, Jimin and Jungkook have been known as the duo with the strongest chemistry in BTS. From their trainee days until now, they've grown together in front of the world. They've fought, joked, cried, supported each other, and endured the immense pressure of being global idols together. And maybe that's why a small glance like this feels so meaningful. Because fans know the long history behind it. Fans know how Jungkook used to be shy around Jimin. Fans know how Jimin always kept Jungkook's attention, even when the cameras weren't on them. Fans know how they always found their way back to each other despite their incredibly busy schedules. And now, seeing Jungkook unable to take his eyes off Jimin in Mexico City made many realize that some things never change. There's a connection too strong to hide. Throughout Soundcheck, they seem to be constantly drawn to each other without realizing it. As the other members shifted positions, Jungkook and Jimin ended up standing side by side several times. Even when there was ample space on stage, they still seemed to be seeking each other out like magnets. Fans sitting near the stage said their aura was completely different that day. Calmer, more emotional, and far more intimate than usual. Some ARMY even admitted to crying after watching their interaction live. I don't know why, but the way they looked at each other felt like a little goodbye, wrote one fan on social media. And honestly, many people felt the same way, because there was something about Jungkook's expression that day that felt so genuine, as if he was trying to savor every second with Jimin before it was over. When the final song of the Soundcheck played, the atmosphere in the stadium became even more emotional. The members waved to the fans with warm smiles. But again, the camera caught Jungkook looking at Jimin for a moment longer than usual. Jimin was bowing to the fans with a sweet smile, and Jungkook just stood behind him, watching him with a look that shattered the entire fandom. It wasn't a playful look, felt full of awe, like someone still in disbelief that the person they love is right in front of them. ARMY immediately called that moment one of the most loving looks Jungkook had shared with Jimin during the tour. And after the Soundcheck was over, the videos spread all over the world. TikTok, X, Instagram, and even YouTube were filled with emotional edits of the two of them. Many fans used sad songs because the moment truly felt like a scene from a movie, a romance that was too good to be true. Even non-G Jungkook fans began to admit that their chemistry that night was truly hard to ignore, because not everyone can fake it with their eyes. And Jungkook's eyes that day said so much. Maybe that's why ARMY loves their relationship so much. Not because of mere theories or rumors, but because there's a sincerity that's always palpable in their small interactions. The way they care for each other, the way they look out for each other in a crowd, the way they smile just because of each other's presence. Little things like that can't be forced. They come naturally. And in Mexico City, it all felt so clear. That night might have been just another Soundcheck for some. But for ARMY, it felt like a memory that will live on for years to come. Because they witnessed something very human amidst the glitz and glamour of the idol world. They saw someone gazing lovingly at the person who means the most to them. And perhaps without realizing it, Jungkook showed his feelings more clearly than ever before. Now, many fans hope that BTS will continue to have such warm moments in the future. Because despite their busy schedules, industry pressures, and global spotlight, their relationship, the members are always the biggest reason why BTS remains so beloved. And as for Jimin and Jungkook, their chemistry seems to continue to make the world pause every time their eyes meet. So what do you think, ARMY? Did you also notice the way Jungkook kept looking at Jimin in Mexico City? And which moment made you the most emotional? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please leave a comment. If you like videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the latest updates about BTS, Jimin, Jungkook, and all of Jikook's other sweet moments that always manage to make ARMY smile and cry at the same time. See you in the next video, and remember, in this noisy world, Sometimes a small look can say more than 1,000 words.